Hey friends, so it's Sarah again, back at my art studio, making another one of these videos. I hesitated to make this video because I wasn't sure if I would be as prolific as usual with like my flow of thoughts and my syntax of my words and all of that good jazz, but like I just felt like I needed to make like an update, and like if I'm not being real with myself, how can I be real with anyone else? So transparency is what I'm getting at here. So once again, I'm back in my art studio. If you guys aren't familiar with me, sure many of you are, but I mean, maybe someone will find these one day as an artifact, and be like, okay, well, this is what she does. So if you've just found me, I run an art studio. I yap a little bit about my thoughts, and I think mostly one day I might look back at these and say, wow, like that's what I was doing with my life when I was in my 20s. But yeah, so oh man. Well, one theme that I've been like focused on a little bit and noticing is like there's just a lot. There's a lot. But again, being honest and getting into it. So one thing I've noticed since opening my studio several weeks ago, it's been about 2.5 weeks, is transparency and honesty and like vulnerability and like humility, and humanity are actually like some of the top several things that I've been reckoning with, in the past several weeks. Because like, making this my vocation has like really shown me like I have to open up to people. I have to be genuine. Sometimes that looks like a lot of different things. It's not like sugarcoating everything, right? Like, I'm a very like sweet, kind person, but to a fault sometimes. And I've been slowly trying to get my backbone, like where I do have my boundaries. I don't let things slide that aren't okay or in alignment with what I'm envisioning for my studio. Excuse me. So like I don't want people to get the idea that they can walk on me or anything like that, which I'm trying very hard to like snuff that out in the beginning of, the whole thing, so that any future collaborators don't, get the idea from my reputation that I'm like a anything goes kind of person, because I'm not. And I worked so hard, so hard to get to where I am. And it's been really interesting. I have a lot of different people have signed up for my workshop so far. I'm really grateful, actually. I'm so grateful. And just like inviting strangers into the space that I've built, knowing it was going to be a public space, but inviting them into this space and being like, okay, like, it's kind of my sanctuary, but like hearing others say it's like a safe space, like an inclusive, like, sanctuary for them as well, like a hidden gem, if you will. That's really like rewarding, if I can say so. It's like, I mean, like, I'm just really grateful. I have like a plethora of like vendors in my studio. Like, I have some, I host a lot of different people, and I feel really grateful that it's like a safe space in the sense of like, I have some, I have some non-binary people. I have some some legal, fuck ICE, but if I can say so, not to get too political with it, but and I have some, a lot of like people of color vending at my studio, disabled people. It's ADA compliant, so there you go. I have, and this isn't like, it's not like a humble brag, because that has nothing to do with, like me. I'm not like seeking these people out, but the fact that they come to me, I'm like, okay, that's awesome. I love being able to showcase like a whole like variety of different people, and they are so talented. It's awesome. Like, just like breaking the stigma of like what art should look like and like who can make art. You know what I mean? Like it is all inclusive. It's not something we should gatekeep. And that's very much something, like, again, I'm like a women-owned business, a one-woman show, if you will. I have just like, it's awesome. Like, it's so awesome. Just like I'm thinking about the like, and I'm sorry I keep going on about it, but I'm just thinking like I have like so many of my vendors are like really, really talented people, and like they're just, it's just such a diverse, you know, array of people. And I'm so glad that like, thank you guys for trusting me like wholeheartedly with like, you know, your creativity and your visions and stuff. That's amazing. um and just opening up that like opportunity, it just feels really good. That said, you know, and like offering the greater visibility and stuff, but like, um I'm just excited. I'm so excited. It's been really interesting too to like meet these people that are trusting me with their work. You know, they, some of them are strangers, some of them are friends, but you know, becoming friends with the ones who are strangers, you know, like we're strangers unbecoming. um because they, you know, they tell me about themselves and, you know, what their ethos is, what their creative mission and stuff, and it's really interesting stuff. But yeah, and I'm just really excited to see where this goes. Like, I'm just really excited. I never thought that like this would actually be successful, or you know what, I'm not getting as much traction as I would like to, but I think it's like better to be a slow start than to have it happen all at once and be completely overwhelmed, because I'm not gonna lie, it's overwhelming as it is. Um, but yeah, like opening myself up when I used to have such bad anxiety. I've touched on this a little bit before in some of my other videos, but I'll go I'll go deeper into that. Um, yeah, I used to deal with a great amount of anxiety. Like when I was like 15 to like 21, I wouldn't go in the store by myself. I would even reach further and say probably around like 24 was when I really started to break out of my shell. Like I had good social skills. I always had a job, you know, in those years, and I could socialize insofar as it was necessary. But I wasn't like, I was like, you know, I've never been a social butterfly. I can navigate social situations, but it's not my preference. Um, but having to put myself out there like that, you know, like with like communicating with people, and I actually like really like it. I think I'm good at it now. Over the past few years, I really kind of like honed in on that. Sorry, my voice is cracking because I'm like burning incense in here right now. I don't know why I'm doing that, but it's just like, oh, yeah. But very interesting. Becoming a vessel for like, you know, like an open channel for like allowing other people's thoughts to filter through you, if that makes sense. Like, you know, having to actually really be present and to be like, okay, I'm not just tuning these people out because, you know, it's like, it's never the same. Nothing's ever, no two interactions are ever the same. And it's really humbling and inspiring. Um, and I feel like I'll never ever be adequate to it, but I feel like the proof is in the work, like every day. Like this year has been incredible to me. And that's where the humility part really comes in, because like, you know, just like, it's really cool. I'm not even gonna lie, it's really cool. It's really exciting. I just never thought this would be a reality. Um, Dreams do come true. You have to push through your own barriers. You're never gonna get anywhere. Like anxiety is an illusion, okay? I'm not saying it's not real. Like, you know, anxiety and fear are very much real indicators when something's wrong, that your brain's trying to tell you something. But like when something's not wrong and you know that there's nothing wrong, just let it go. That's my best advice. It took me 20 something years to figure that out myself, but like now that I'm seeing the other side of it, it's like I can talk myself down from panic inducing situations that used to just absolutely like destroy me and prevent me from living my life. So I guess my best advice for anyone with anxiety is like, you can break through it. You don't have to like stay in that mindset. And I know it sounds like it's so easy and it's easier said than done, but like it will hold you back if you let it. And I know this from experience, so I'm not speaking, you know, for anything but experience. But like, so like with my anxiety, I used to not even go in the store with my friends or by myself. Like I was so scared to, like, I would literally tremble and shake in public if I was around people. People probably thought I was tweaking or something, but like I would just have such bad anxiety. It was just like nonstop. I remember getting my license when I was 21, sitting at the DMV, and just like absolutely like I just wanted to like, you know, lock up. But there's a life to be lived. You can't waste your life just, you know, anticipating what's going to happen next, because we're all gonna die. Like, we're all going to die. And I say that a lot, but it's so true. And I want to remind everyone this, not to spark more anxiety, because again, I used to be a thanatophobe. I used to be so scared of death. I won't even go into that right now, but like, yes, I was morbidly terrified of death, ironically, but yes, I know my point being is I know we're all going to die, sooner than you think. So the fact is, of that matter, in that sense, don't be afraid of what people think about you, and don't be afraid to reach for your dream, because you're going to be dead before you know it. So all those things that you're afraid of not, like, you know, happening when you go out in public, so then you don't do it, are all the things, like the chances you're afraid to take because you're afraid you won't succeed and whatnot. Take those chances anyway. Take a bet on yourself. Risk it. Take a chance on yourself. Not risking it, because it's not, you know, that has a negative connotation, talking about etymology here, but like, thought someone knocked. Anyway, take a chance on yourself. It's the best thing you could wager, because like all those things that you were afraid of, and it's so cliche, but like all those things you're afraid of happening probably aren't going to happen. All the people you're afraid of, they're going to be dead too one day. So like, you might as well do it, you know, before the big sleep, because it's coming. And if nothing motivates you, you know, you can let that terrify you and just absolutely just sit and lock yourself in a room all day like I used to do. Become an agoraphobe. That's what I did. Or you could open yourself up to the positive possibility and allow yourself to experience something in your one true precious life that might actually pleasantly surprise you. That's what I did too. So having experienced both of those kind of dualities, that polar opposite, that dichotomy between the two, I would have to adhere to the latter. Would be like the best thing that I could possibly tell people to encourage them to do. And I think that, yeah, it's too short. It's coming. So it's coming, man. So like, you better start living or start dying. And again, it's cliche because it's true. They wouldn't say it if it wasn't true, but like, really seeing like there's good things. And yeah, you can think, oh, we're all just gonna die, so it doesn't matter, it's pointless. Well, I mean, like, I'd much rather try to do the right thing and wake up every day and like give it my 100%, as much as I can, than to just be like, oh, I'm so scared all these bad things could possibly happen, and then miss out on an entire lifetime of opportunities that, you know, it wouldn't have even mattered if I tried and failed anyway, because at least I tried. And everyone who's like sharing in that truth with me, I really appreciate it, because like my artistic life and my creative endeavors don't feel so separate from like my personal, you know, it's everything. Like, I try to integrate it as much as I possibly can. It's really everything. And seeing that, being in alignment, that's what they say when they talk about being in alignment. I always talk about that too, like what you're good at, what brings you joy, what you can do to be of service to others to bring them joy and to be of good use to your fellow humanity, and also just nature, the world around us, animals as well. And, you know, applying that in a way that you are helping others and also making a living off of it through helping others. And just every day that I wake up and I'm able to do this, like, I'm so grateful, like I can't even explain it. So just, yeah, even on my hardest days, I'm sorry if I've said this before, I'm sorry for the recursiveness, but like, yeah, I'm just so grateful. I will never squander this. So yeah, and that's been my little like positive life update. There's been some challenges, you know, but like, again, like, and I said this before, the money's coming in, it's gonna come in, and people have been coming to my workshops and stuff, and like, thank you guys again, just for all of your support near and far. So yeah, I hope everyone has a blessed day. I'll try to come back with some more, you know, musings on stuff next time. I encourage everyone to reduce, reuse, recycle, and contemplate who was on your plate this morning. Who died to be on your plate this morning? Go vegan, please, for the animals, or at least do meatless Mondays or something, you know, like, there's harm reduction to be had here. But I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I hope you have the best day, and I hope you have a blessed day, and you'll see me next time, and hopefully I can say something profound